So Alyndra is going to be showing up in a different place that she has not
Yes.
been in before. Where is that?
Alyndra is going to be showing up in Idol Champions.
Tell me who Alyndra is for those that do not know.
For those that do not know, Alyndra is my elf cleric diviner. She's a knowledge cleric and a divination wizard. She is an anthropologist. She's curious about the world. She has a little bit of snobbiness to her because she thinks she knows better than everyone else. And often she's right because she sees into the future a little bit from time to time. But often she is also wrong. She tends to be a little bit more responsible, I think, than a lot of the heroes whom she travels with. But she really does care about them as her family. She's also Avren and Sophia's daughter.
First off, what is it like to have a character that you've spent so much time with and have it suddenly converted to be in a video game? What was that process like?
That was amazing. It was so, everyone over at Codename is so incredible. They work so fast too. The material just comes in and comes in and comes in. You're, oh my goodness. But it's so amazing to see how they take you start out with a conversation just talking about who your character is and what they do and what their abilities are and kind of how they approach the world. And they manage to find ways to really translate that into the game and into your abilities, and they value your input. It's so collaborative. They looked at my character sheet. I sent over a bunch of different items that I found to be important to Alyndra, and we started there. And there are some additional ones that they have a list of for future reference should there be need. But the ones that went in were, Alyndra has 2 weapons that she carries around. She has logic and reason, and even though she is she's very much not a fighter, she will only pull out those weapons when she knows she can use them and she knows the land, using one of her abilities, usually her portent. She has a longsword named Logic, which is etched with Elvish script. She has a mace called Reason, which is a case for her spell book. So it looks like her spell book, but it's actually a mace. But if you open it up, her spell book fits right inside. So she has logic and reason. She will cut you with logic and bash you over the head with reason. Alyndra also has her homestone. Alyndra lived for a long time with a clan of ghostwise halflings called Clan Monkey Mouse, and their belief set involves something called a homestone. And the homestone, the ghostwise halflings were forced out of their ancestral lands, but they were able to take a few pieces of the land. And so anyone who belongs to the clan has a piece of the land. And so the idea is that as long as you have a piece of home, you carry home with you. So Alyndra has a homestone from Clan Monkey Mouse. So the homestone is there. One of the first things we talked about was that Alyndra had found this Ouroboros leitmotif. It was just coming up everywhere she went. With every group that she lived with, she was finding these stories. And so she started researching these stories about the Ouroboros. And so she had a few different Ouroboros trinkets. She started wearing them on a necklace. That necklace eventually grew to have an Avren coin, and a few other goodies that she's collected over time. So the necklace with the charms is in there. And then my good friend Briv Steelmarrow once carved some gifts for me and Penelope after we transformed, we polymorphed during a fight. And Alyndra had turned into a T-Rex. And so Briv took a piece of wood and whittled it into a T-Rex. And so I have a carved T-Rex from Briv. And finally, I have my holy symbol of Agma. So there are a number of different symbols. One is a pen of Agma, one is a tome, and then one is the holy symbol that Alyndra wears around her neck. So there's a bunch of different goodies that are really fun in there.
And what overall what does Alyndra do in the party when she's in formation and what is her ultimate as well? I'm very curious.
So Alyndra has her portent ability. She sees into the future. And so she can boost everyone's attacks, which is really wonderful. If she is with her friends from the Heroes of the Plains, there is extra special stuff that happens. And then finally, her ultimate is called Ye Be Judged, and it involves her familiar Griff. And Griff judges an enemy to be worthy or unworthy. And based on that decision, there is a massive, massive buff to portent, and enemies go squish. Particularly bosses. Bosses are always unworthy, so it's a nice squish.